Generally speaking, when you feel stupid, it's because you just got smarter. Shower thoughts. Maybe superheroes wear capes to hide the zipper on the back of their onesie. Since whales are milk-producing mammals, you could hypothetically make whale cheese. How come a fat pet is a sign of neglect, but a fat animal in the wild is a sign of success? Earth is technically a wet rock that's been sitting out so long, stuff has started to grow on it. All digital art is pixel art if you zoom in. If you own a nuclear bunker, you'd need to stay within a 10-mile radius at all times for it to be worth it. When you walk into a room, an amount of air equal to the volume of your body moves out of the room. In 1998, we made 2 animated movies about ants and then just decided that was enough. If dogs are man's best friend, what is woman's best friend? Those who believe in a flat earth don't tell us what it looks like on the underside. Every meal a cat eats is breakfast because they sleep so often. The car horn is a good example of how the length of just a single note can convey a large range of emotions. Royalty in democratic countries are nothing more than state-sponsored influencers. It's possible that AI might have already taken control. A billionaire could permanently alter the course of someone's life for the better with nothing more than a signature. Since he only has 4 fingers per hand, Mickey Mouse can't give anyone the middle finger. No matter how often or thoroughly you shower, you'll only ever be able to clean 16% of your body. It's concerning that having real ingredients in food products is a marketing and selling point. A hangover is your body's way of telling you to go to your room and think about what you did. You're technically only late if you do show up. People who save money are normal. Squirrels that save nuts are normal. People who save squirrels are nuts. How come there's no grape-flavored ice cream? At some point in the future, CGI is going to be so good that there will no longer be need for actors. As kids, we wish for fake things to be real, but when we grow up, we wish real things were fake. It's more awkward to speak to someone you barely know than someone you don't know at all. Millions of people are doing the exact same thing as you are every single day. It's actually weird that humans are the only species that drinks milk from other animals. Showing someone your music collection is a very intimate act. The evolved form of a goth girlfriend is a witch wife. Law enforcement doesn't pull over drunk drivers, they pull over drunk drivers that drive poorly. Your bones are always wet. When you jump, you are technically pushing the earth away. Cats make you into servants, but dogs add you to their pack. How come you never hear about spicy salads? People who brag about being very generous are some of the biggest narcissists. It's surprising how little people care about the insane markup of fountain drinks at stores and restaurants. Every surgery in the Lego world is plastic surgery. Your brain is able to know you forgot something but rarely recalls what it is you actually forgot. Cooking show competitions need a cleaning the dishes round to make them way more realistic. The more you learn about something man-made, the simpler it is. But the more you learn about something that occurs naturally, the more complicated it is. There wouldn't be any billionaires if billionaires behaved like people wanted. You are the only thing stopping yourself from punching the person next to you. The only job where everyone is okay with child labor is being an actor. According to the human brain is the most complex thing known to the human brain. As humans, we suffer as old people because we aren't supposed to be living that long naturally. We're pretty lucky sleep is still free after the amount of monetization in society. Trees actually live underground, they just use the upper portion as a snorkel. There is no way people who are psychiatrics or therapists are not even slightly analyzing their friends. Why aren't corpses put in cemeteries vertically to save space? A baby born in a vehicle is the only type of person who exits vehicles more often than they enter them in their life. An ice cube isn't just cold, it's stealing your warmth so it can turn back into water. The rise of self-checkouts has likely improved condom usage rates. Until you work a retail job, you don't realize that 85% of people are dumb as rocks. Being tired from staying up too late late and being tired from getting up too early are two different feelings. Putting ice cream in your grocery cart immediately starts a timer on your shopping trip. Your cut fingernails are still out there somewhere. A successful movie can make any random location a tourist attraction if it's used in the movie. Most people are made in a bed, born in a bed, and die in a bed. We can see further at night than day. The furthest away things you'll ever see are the stars. It's hard to imagine evil people brushing their teeth, putting on their pajamas, and getting ready for bed. A marriage isn't truly successful until somebody dies. We will never get to see how far humanity goes, because life is like joining a game halfway and leaving before it ends. We live in an era where adult female Halloween costumes are practically lingerie. When you have two choices and lose one, then you have no choices. The older you get, the more annoying it gets to select your age when registering for a service. Church is like a glorified book club that only discusses one book. How come the word shit means bad, but saying something is the shit means it's good, but having the shits is bad? Why are they called apartments if they are all stuck together? How can people say life is short if it's the longest thing you will ever do? A pizza is a circle that comes in a square box that we eat in a triangle. You technically held a world record when you were born for being the youngest person on the planet. I wonder why you can't sneeze with your eyes open. The way we treat moths versus how we treat butterflies is the prime example of being pretty privileges. If you had $1 billion and spent $1,000 every day, it would take 2,750 years to spend it all. Somebody somewhere has tried eating tacos with chopsticks. The youngest picture of you is technically the oldest picture of you as well. When a starving predator is chasing prey, they are both running for their lives. Technically, humans could have done whatever they wanted, but then people created money. Schools punish you for skipping school by making you miss more school. Winter is the only season that occurs twice a year. Based on numbers, the average person is actually dead. Most boats travel faster on the trailer than they ever do in the water. A hamburger doesn't have a front or back until you bite it. You and your partner's memory of a date looks completely different because you're not seeing the same half of the restaurant. You've probably set multiple world records for things no one's actually keeping track of in your lifetime. For most people, death isn't really scary, but the thoughts of dying are extremely scary. Before the invention of painkiller medicine, society must have been much more grumpy. The Glee cast has more dead members than the Beatles. You don't decide to be born or when you die, but you're forced to make every decision in between. Your eyeball will probably never touch another eyeball. The taller the person, I bet the more freaked out they are by the people taller than them. We pay more attention to the adverts we can skip than the ones we're forced to watch in full. Stairs just change one really big fall into multiple small ones. Strip clubs are just where horny people pay to be more horny. We actually eat pizza from the inside to the outside. Abandoned social media profiles are technically virtual grave sites that active users can visit. All the water on Earth has been in space at least once. If you watch a whole series without pausing between episodes, you are technically just watching a really long movie. When humanity invents something new, they unknowingly create new ways to die as well, whether it's directly or indirectly caused from the invention. One day you will think about something for the last time, and after that, it will be forgotten forever. Your eyebrow will probably never touch another eyebrow. How come saying you did something at 5 a.m. makes you sound disciplined, yet saying you did something at 4 a.m. makes you sound irresponsible? Someone still remembers you from a random act of kindness or distress that you made years ago. The only reason that tickling isn't considered torture is because it causes laughter. How come only 1% of people can type crazy facts with their eyes closed? Eventually, the number of dead people's social media profiles will outnumber the living ones. If Bill Gates spent $1 million per day, it would take him about 218 years to go broke. You've probably spoken to yourself in your head more than you'll ever speak to another person in your life. We may reach a point of no original thought, just borrow borrowed ideas from others? How come we verify that we are not robots to robots? Your first birthday is technically your second if you think about it. Why do pets get to walk around the house naked? An idiot who realizes they're an idiot is no longer an idiot. Gravestones will probably have QR codes on them in the future that share the life story of whoever is buried there. How come telling someone to have a good day is positive, but telling someone to have a good life is negative? As you breathe right now, another person takes their last. Sometimes words just aren't enough, and that's why we have middle fingers. If the world population consumed as much as the average American, we would need the resources of 5 Earths to survive. When you think about anything long enough, it gets weird and makes no sense. Why do people always recognize false rumors about themselves, but people believe most of the false rumors about other people? You will always be too young or too old for something in your life. Being selfless is actually selfish in a way because it makes us feel good. Cars are never supposed to touch anything other than the road. Spice is the only flavor our buttholes can taste. Each year you have to scroll farther to pick your birth year from a list of years. Someone has probably laughed at you for picking your nose in traffic. The Apple logo represents that you'll never quite get the full product. All superheroes are villains if you're a construction worker. Humans can't do anything with exact precision, but we are able to create machines that can. Having shitty memory is great for rewatching TV shows, but not anything else, really. You are friends with someone if you can sit next to them without saying a word and not feel awkward. Your barber knows the back of your head better than you do. There is no practical difference between 3 urinals and 4 urinals in the bathroom. With the sun being lower, it makes more sense to wear sunglasses in winter. Ironically enough, ad blockers are advertised through ads. The only 2 days in your life that don't last 24 hours are the day you are born and the day that you die. Distributing flyers door to door is technically organized littering. At some point quite recently, we all decided that kitchen aprons don't need to be a thing anymore. It's absolutely absurd that the center of a dartboard isn't the highest value. Saying someone is a huge dick and saying someone has a small dick are both insults. Somewhere in the world lies a rock that has never been touched by a living creature. Your face is just the combination of thousands of years of other people's faces. The world's truly richest people are probably rich enough to not be known as the richest people on Earth. Break a taco enough and you'll have a full serving of nachos. Subscribe. How come you never see a clown driving in traffic, yet clowns always show up to parties fully clowned up? Most people want to live a long life, but people don't enjoy doing things that make life long. Since carbon dioxide is denser than oxygen, we actually lose weight when we breathe. It's more convenient for the bus to come 10 minutes late than 10 minutes early because you might cut it close to time anyways. When you stop procrastinating, you're just procrastinating. In the movies, dogs are technically unpaid actors. How come people talk about starting a family, but they never talk about finishing one? One of the advantages of being tall is the fact you can fold large blankets with ease. Why do bad guys always win the girl during movies and good guys don't until after? How come you can't get in a store and buy clothes if you don't already own clothes? When you travel, people seem friendlier because you are more open to conversation with strangers. The more you think about life in our society, the easier it is to become depressed. Nothing lasts longer than that video someone showing you that you have no interest in. Money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you serotonin, which makes you happier. It's not fair that bears look so cute, fuzzy, and cuddly, but will also tear you to shreds. We put an incredible amount of trust in oven mitts when getting food out of the oven. You only need 14 calendars to live through your entire life, the rest is just marketing. Your car key has probably traveled more than your car. Honey is the tastiest of all the insect vomits we have tried so far. You've only opened your eyes once more than you've closed them. The CIA probably has the biggest database of inappropriate pictures in the world. Getting very drunk seems way more fun than being very drunk. The more you know about the world, the less bearable life seems. Your boring job or life is probably the dream job or life of someone else. Arcades are typically just a way for children to gamble legally. The type of person that actively wants to be in a position of power is usually not the type of person you want in a position of power. The doctor hopes you get sick. The landlord hopes you don't build a house. The police hope you become a criminal. The dentist hopes that your teeth decay. The teacher hopes you are born silly. The mechanic hopes your car breaks down. The coffin maker wants you dead. The lawyer hopes you get in trouble. The therapist hopes you have problems. The cooks hope you are hungry. But only a thief wishes you prosperity in your life. If an astronaut dies in a distant planet with no life, then that planet witnessed death before the creation of life. Hello, and here's some shower thoughts. A game of solitaire is probably one of the slowest ways to sort a deck of cards. You can go somewhere really horrific and do something awful for a week, so then when you return, your life seems really good. The definition of a submarine is not a ship that can go underwater, but a ship that can go back up. Garbage men probably constantly help cover crimes without knowing it. Toothpaste is the only detergent that we care about the taste of. If someone were to tell you to count every number in existence, then you would never even reach one. There are a lot more people eating sharks than sharks eating people. Wearing a football shirt to a game is the same as wearing a cosplay at a convention. Hello, and here's some shower thoughts. Asking someone to help you bury a body greatly increases the likelihood that you'll have to bury a second body. No flat earthers seem to live near the edge of the earth. It's possible to go your entire life without needing to jump. If you play online multiplayer games, there's a chance you may have played a game with a celebrity and didn't know it. Phones really need an angry hang-up feature that makes it sound like you're slamming the phone down. Everything under your skin is actually wet all the time. Anything can be used as a currency if enough people agree on it. Sleep is one of the only things where the less you remember doing it, the better it probably was. If a book has 200 pages, it only has 100 pieces of paper inside. If evil wins, it won't be remembered as evil in the future. Studying on your bed is as uncomfortable as sleeping in your chair. We are closer to the year 2070 than 1970. Hello, and here's some shower thoughts. The more you learn, the more you find out how very little you know. Housepets who have never been outside must think summers are cold and winters are warm because of AC and heating. A single man cannot have a box of tissues in his room without it looking suspicious. Maybe we would have actual magic nowadays if we didn't burn all those witches back in the day. We always blame society, but we are the society. The man bun is the mullet of our generation. Every pizza can be a mushroom pizza if you are patient enough. If you take a shortcut that reliably gets you to your destination faster than another route, it's not a shortcut, it's the correct route. There must be at least one person who is not aware of rickrolling and just watches the music video because they like the song. There is probably a tree growing right now just to be for your coffin. Painkiller medicine is the mute notifications option for your body. We could probably save a lot more on car insurance if they didn't pay for so many commercials. Hello, and here's some shower thought. Any stairway is a stairway to heaven if you're clumsy enough. When you're a kid playing truth or dare, dare is the scary option, but when you're an adult, it's truth. Since electronics contain silver, you could theoretically beat a werewolf to death with a Nokia. It's gonna be really weird how quiet cities like New York become once electric cars take over. Bots are probably still spamming your very first email address. People want you to be honest, but when you really speak your mind, 95% of them can't handle it. You've probably appeared in dozens if not hundreds of people's dreams and they'll never tell you that. Your birthday is actually you losing lifespan and we celebrate that. Generation X and millennials will probably be the first generations in recent history to tell their kids about how much easier life was when they were kids. Hello, and here's some shower thoughts. If you boil drinking water to kill germs, you're still drinking them. They're just dead. It's your parents' job to raise you. Your adult relationship with them is their performance review. Your bones will probably never make contact with another person's bones. The first guy who ate cheese was so hungry that he was okay with his milk getting so bad that it transformed itself from a liquid to a solid. If you walk on the treadmill for an hour, it is considered normal. But if you walk around your dining room table for an hour, it is considered weird or mentally unwell. Human civilization has spent thousands of years developing faster chairs. Dairy Queen and Burger King have to be related. When living in an apartment, you're relying on many others to not burn your house down. A lung transplant is a filter change for your body. If Adam and Eve were the first humans on Earth, does that make us all family? Hello, and here's some shower thoughts. Only the poorest rich people fly in first class, the richest flies in private jets. No one's favorite number has a decimal in it. Creating a national holiday for essential workers would not give essential workers a day off. We could probably save a decent amount of energy globally if every website defaulted to dark mode instead of light mode. There is no way to disprove that you just spawned into existence with memories from the past already placed into your brain. The older you are, the less effective a life sentence in prison is. Books and movies that take place in the future cannot be confirmed as fiction until their respective dates pass. Being on your phone all day went from being extremely social to being extremely antisocial in a span of 20 years. How come air starts free, but the tighter you pack it, the more expensive it gets? How come people say don't accept sweets from strangers, yet on Halloween it's highly encouraged? Hello, and here's some shower thoughts. When a boy is named after his dad, he's called Junior, but what do they call a daughter named after her mother? Why is a carrot more orange than an actual orange? If FedEx and UPS combined, would they be known as Fed Up? If girls are tired of getting their hearts broke, then why do they always go for jerks? Why is Donkey Kong called Donkey Kong if he's actually a monkey? The most suspicious thing to bring on an airplane is a parachute. How come high school kids can find drug dealers but the cops cannot? Everything you've ever lost is still out there somewhere. A flat moon society would make more sense compared to a flat earth society since we only see one side of the moon. Deaf people probably don't see as many helicopters as people who can hear.